Well, good morning. In this slide, we will explain and talk a little about photojournalism and the photographer Eric Salem. The members of the group are David Orozco, Camilo Ramírez, and Sofia García. Now, in the table of contents, we have the subcategories of photojournalism as the first topic, following with the life of the photographer, and then the influence of photojournalism, and to finish with the questions. What category would you choose to work in, and what other subcategory would you choose?
After talking about the subcategory that we choose, we were going to talk about the photography we select, which is in this case Eric Salomon, who was a great photojournalist and one of the pioneers in photojournalism. After talking about the subcategory that we choose, we're going to talk about the photography that we select, which in this case is Eric Salomon, who was a great photojournalist and one of the pioneers in photojournalism.
Well, below we're going to give a brief description of the life of Eric Salomon, in the file of a photojournalist. He was born in 1886 in Berlin, Germany. In 1913, he got the titles of law, engineering, and zoology. In 1914, he went to the World War One. In 1927, he documents some disputes, and it became the first deal with the photojournalist. He became recognized when he took an illegal photo in court, and finally, he never received an award. In addition, he must remember that he was one of the first to make photojournalists recognized and made it known, with the photograph that he will see below. Here we can see the most representative photo of the German. This was taken in a hidden way because in the course the entry of cameras was not allowed, and this led him to be one of the best photographers in the category and brought him to fame. In short, I would choose sport action. This because I feel quite safe and very informed of the sports new in around the world.
I would also like to be a photojournalist of general culture because it's all of the broader study and generates a great interest in the subject.
Answer to the question, if you were a photojournalist, what category would you like to work and why? Um, I would like to work specifically in this category that we are presenting, general news, because it is a very broad file of work and allows you to expand into different things. It also appeals to me because I really like the story behind the photos, and usually this category is based on the photos of wars, natural disasters, protests, voting, and so on.
Okay. In this time, I will choose environment because I love plants, and actually I have a garden in my house, and in that way I contribute with a small grain of sand planting trees, and this is the reason that I will choose that subcategory.
Another subcategory that I would like to study is spot news because I would like to be contextualize and publicize the events that occur day by day in our environment.
The other category I would choose would be action sports because I really like adventure and I find the picture taken for this category impressive. Mm, I would also like to work in this medium because you can travel a lot and get to know many people. What do you learn during the elaboration of the English project? Well, we learned a lot during the elaboration of the project since we were researching a lot about the photographer, his life, his file of work, and we also analyzed his photographs, and we were able to learn a little more about photojournalism since none of us knew much about this subject. We also reinforce grammar, writing, and speaking.
The second question, I would answer that. Uh, and the most enriching aspect, I think, for each of us has to have known such a character and to have known the ancient mentality because this has not allowed in the past, and now in some places it is allowed to take photos in courts.
Finally, I think that learning about photojournalism gives us a better approach to the importance of images to give context and impact of what is being told, which is something very important in almost any field and allows to improve documents or presentations, generating a better impact through images.